We've been working on painting through Constance and Gallant, the Morrow and Warcaster, ally Warcaster for Cygnar, and the Gallant character Warjack. Having just got these guys, I'm just working through a video blog here. This is part 3, so we've already gone through an introduction to the models. I've done an introductory base to them with a wash that helps me find the details that I want to pull out of the model. And now we're ready to add a whole bunch of the color, get into the details and get those base coats on. Following that will be the highlighting processes and doing the shading and such. So today we're going to start by getting the colors on and cleaning up a lot of the colors on Gallant. To be completely honest, I've actually painted this guy before. I painted him with a color that I didn't like. And then I painted him again with another color that I didn't like. That's partly why I'm doing this whole video log, is because getting his colors right in the way that I like them has not been very easy. It's not an easy color scheme to paint. If you try and do the white or the gray or the off green, whatever color scheme you want to do, if you want to duplicate what the studio has done on the Privateer Press website, it can be very, very tough. So I'm just in the process of figuring out what I like about the model and painting him in such a way that I'll be pleased and be able to put him on the table with the rest of my Cygnar army without him looking terribly out of place. Okay, so we're going to spend a lot more time in this episode on the close-up cam so you can see what I'm doing with the brushes. And as I mentioned before, I'm not a professional painter. I'm just really enjoying painting my minis, and I like to be very thorough with it. So hopefully there's something in here that you find interesting and you enjoy. If not, at least it can be entertaining to watch me make a goof of myself. All right, so here we go. A white base and a blue wash on that. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to put a white glaze on him, and this is again where I was talking about mixing mediums and how you can use it to thin your paint so that the layers that are done below it show through a little bit. So it's going to go on really light, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and keep those darker areas that the wash has given so that this brings up some of the higher points of the armor and gives it a bit of a depth to the three-dimensional aspect of it. Well, now I'm ready to get into some of the more interesting colors. I've layered up a whole lot on the armor. And now I get into these lovely ribbons. And believe it or not, I was actually contemplating putting more on. Yes, not only have they got so many ribbons and cool stuff flailing off of these models, which already give them lots of dynamic movement, but I was going to put more on. And you can see that with the white base, the blue really shows vibrantly, and because it's a rather thin blue I'm using, it even takes care of some of the shading for me. There's Gallant with his base coats done. There's still a couple of layers of shading to do by lightening up the base coats, some dry brushing. Got the blue ribbons in place. They've just got a brief wash just to get some of the shadows in so far, but we'll get those cleaned up as well and highlighted in the future. And there's Constance. She's had her ribbons started. Lots of gold. Did the brown and then the gold layer. The brown base, you can see it really makes the shadows areas give it some depth. I find that most of the metallic golds and silvers just often look really flat with too much coverage, so giving it a brown base allows the transparency of a thinned out gold to give it real depth.